We are on.
All right. So, interesting market we're in.
It's a crazy market we're in. People are uptight.
A bit. Well, that happens when scarcity occurs.
Right. So, share a phone call I just got off, and I won't mention any names. But if you listen to this podcast, you'll know who you are. So, I received an email from them, and I didn't understand the email. So, I gave them a call, and they picked up the phone.
Oh, that's a good start, actually.
It was. And I appreciated that. And I said, thanks for picking up my call. I had a question about your email. And her response before I got anything out was, my email was crystal clear. And I said,
wow.
I'm not trying to be argumentative. I called because I didn't understand the email.
A little clarity.
Right. So I'm just looking for clarity so I can get you what you're looking for. And she says, well, I thought it was clear. I said, okay, maybe I need to take a step back. You're having a bad day. I don't know. But I think what's important here is whether or not I think it's clear, because I can't get you what you want. And I don't want to keep going back and forth with emails if I don't understand. She hung up the phone on me.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh, boy.
I was all like,
This is the industry we chose for ourselves.
Right. And you know what? She could be having a bad day. She could be extremely busy. Oh, well, that was the other thing she said. She said she was busy too. Everybody, folks, we should be busy, and that's never a reason to, anyway. I'm not here to bash any particular person, but this is kind of what happens when things get really tense in our industry. Mm-hmm. We tend to see this a lot, that lack of professionalism or that lack of integrity and things of that nature, they start to fall by the wayside.
Yes.
And my words of wisdom are, they're more important now than ever. So,
Well, you said something very interesting there, which is, I'm too busy. You can never be too busy. This is what you've chosen.
Right.
Yeah, you may be very busy, but to just cut people off, yeah, that's a lack of integrity. Like, sorry, you're just not going to get what you need because I'm too busy.
Right.
When I hear that, I turn off real quick.
Is what it is. So, but I'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah. No, it's tough. Yeah, we'll see it out there, right? We're seeing it in transactions and people's actions. I don't know if it's, I called it scarcity to begin with, or desperation at times. Right. And I think it does heat up when we get into these markets.
Right.
And people are scrambling and trying to make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it does no one any good. Yeah, that cost you down the road.
Right. So, and along these lines, and going, the other thing that I'm feeling like I'm seeing right now as well is everybody's rushing. Mm-hmm. They're trying to push things through so quickly and not taking the time to really look at things and analyze what's happening. And everything is turning into an argument so darn quickly. I'm all like, holy cow! Everybody slow down. Was speaking with an agent yesterday, and it got missed. Well, we don't know. It was a situation where owners moved out, new owners moved in, and there was a crack in a window, and the new owners didn't recall that crack being there, so they questioned it, and the old owner said, well, yeah, the crack was always there, and it started to go back and forth. And a complete opposite of, I'm going to say kudos to both of these agents, because I was just on the chain between the two agents going back and forth. And a kudos to these two agents. Both of them actually did end up taking a step back and having a good dialogue about it. And it didn't get, it started off in the very beginning, starting to get a little bit of tension. But both of them, I feel like they both recognized it, and it stopped. And it ended up finishing nicely.
Oh,
which,
good.
Yeah, which
they
is
caught
how
themselves.
Yeah. But in the beginning, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? It's just a window. I'm sure there's a solution. But anyway, I guess what my point is a lot of what's happening here is because of a lack of communication and lack of people taking the time to do the things and actually read the paperwork, and see what's going on and truly understanding before questions are asked and things of that nature, or asking the right questions if they don't understand.
Most important in these times. So I'll say it again. I say this all the time. The wisdom of one of our agents said, all we are is highly paid highly paid problem solvers and communicators.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is.
Right.
I mean, so we need to keep that line of communication open. Like you said, maybe someone's having a bad day, and they get curt. We got to understand that. And we certainly don't want to put ourselves in a position where we're being abused and we say, well, I got to be a good communicator and problem solver, so I got to withstand this. No, that's not the case. Those may come at you. But if you approach it from, hey, I got to communicate more than I think I need to.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here to solve problems, not to push them off on other people or just ignore them. That's going to go a long way.
I agree 100%. So wrap this one up. I don't know if there was more to talk about on this one.
I think that's good.
All right.
So keep up that integrity. No shortcuts in this market. And these are things that come back.
Do you feel like you can ever over communicate?
No, absolutely not.
I agree. So I don't.
Apparently, your little friend from the beginning of this podcast thought you could. But I disagree.
Yes, I don't feel like you can over communicate. Sure, you can. There's a difference between over communicate or not over communicating. Thinking, how do I want to say this? Sometimes we get put in a position where we're saying the exact same thing over and over again, and that other person is looking for us to say something different. That is not the same thing. I would not declare that as over communicating. That is just, we want to hear something different. But in most cases, I don't feel like there really is such thing as over communication when it comes to these transactions, and that, it's a lot of money, a lot of emotions, a lot of stuff going on. Absolutely.
Get things clear.
So let us know what you think.
Absolutely.
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Hit the bell.
Keep looking at me. I got to respond.
Take care, everybody.